All right, so are you ready to like dive into something kind of wild? We're talking AI today, but with a twist.
A twist. Yeah.
It's kind of like a David and Goliath story,
Yeah.
but in the world of like cutting edge technology.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a story about how this like relatively unknown Chinese company, DeepSeek, is challenging those like established giants in
Okay.
the AI field. And their new tool, DeepSeek R1, has like everyone from Google to NVIDIA kind of like sitting up and taking notice.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but
Yeah.
like why should any of this matter to just like the average person?
Well, it matters because it's not just about which company has the best AI.
Okay.
It's about access and affordability, and DeepSeek is fundamentally changing who gets to like participate in shaping the future of AI.
Most people probably understand that AI development is expensive, but like what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so we're talking massive data centers, huge energy consumption,
Yeah.
and teams of highly specialized engineers. So like for companies like OpenAI who develop ChatGPT,
Right.
or even Google, the costs are astronomical.
Yeah, to put that into perspective, estimates for training OpenAI's GPT-4 model are around $100 million. And that's just for the computing power and energy.
Yeah, and a big chunk of that cost goes to companies like NVIDIA, the leading provider of GPUs. So those are the specialized computer chips needed for AI development.
Right.
Their top-of-the-line GPUs cost a fortune, and you need thousands of them to run these massive AI models.
Right.
So it's just a huge financial hurdle for like anyone trying to enter that AI arena.
So you've got these tech giants with like these seemingly unlimited resources, and then DeepSeek enters the picture.
Yeah, and they completely changed the game by developing an AI model that not only rivals the performance of those big players,
Okay.
but in some cases actually performs better, and they did it all for a fraction of the cost.
Okay. How much of a fraction are we talking here?
DeepSeek developed their R1 model for a mere $5.5 million. That's over 18 times less than GPT-4.
Wow, that's surprising. How is that even possible?
Well, DeepSeek achieved this through some very clever engineering and a focus on efficiency, for instance. They looked at how their model uses computer memory.
Okay.
So think of it this way. If you wanted to describe the color of the sky, you could write a whole paragraph.
Right.
Or you could just say blue.
Yeah.
DeepSeek figured out how to use fewer words, so to speak, to describe their AI,
Okay.
making it far more efficient. So technically, they reduced the decimal precision used in their models from 32 bits to 8 bits,
Uh-huh.
which saved them 75% in memory usage.
That's a really good analogy.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone listening can understand that concept, but they didn't stop there, did they?
Not at all. DeepSeek also streamlined the number of parameters used in their model. So just to give you an idea, GPT-4 utilizes a massive 1.8 trillion parameters.
Oh.
But DeepSeek found that they could achieve excellent results with only 671 billion, and of those, only 37 billion are active at any given time.
So they're essentially running like a leaner, more efficient AI. What other
Ah.
tricks do they have up their sleeve?
Well, this is where it gets even more interesting. They created a collection of what they call expert systems within their AI.
Okay.
So it's like having a whole team of specialized AI ready to answer your questions.
All right.
But only the one with the right expertise actually jumps in. So it's like, it means that the AI isn't wasting processing power on
Right.
tasks that aren't relevant to your query.
It's about being strategic with resources, isn't it? And that's a huge departure from the bigger is better mentality that we've seen so far in AI development.
Exactly. DeepSeek has demonstrated that sometimes being smarter and more efficient
Yeah.
can lead to better results than just throwing more computing power at a problem.
And what does all of this mean for the average person who wants to use this technology?
Well, let's talk about coster. DeepSeek charges a mere 10 cents per million tokens for using their AI.
Wow.
That's compared to OpenAI's $4.40, so it's significantly more affordable, and it opens up access
Right.
for people and companies that might not have been able to participate before.
So if they're able to deliver comparable or even superior performance at a fraction of the cost, that's got to have some major implications for the AI industry, right?
Absolutely. DeepSeek's success could potentially reshape the entire landscape of AI development.
Okay, so let's unpack that in part 2.
DeepSeek's approach really represents like a fundamental shift,
Yeah.
In thinking about AI, it challenges that assumption that you need those massive data centers
Ah.
and like these unlimited budgets
Right.
to be a major player.
So it's more about ingenuity and smart engineering.
Exactly. And what's really like groundbreaking is that DeepSeek didn't keep their innovations a secret.
Oh, really?
They made their source code and their technical reports public
Okay.
in an open source approach.
Wouldn't there be a risk that like other companies could just copy their ideas?
That's a common concern with open sourcing.
Right.
But there's another way to look at it. By sharing their knowledge, DeepSeek is fostering a collaborative environment where researchers and developers, they can learn from each other and potentially accelerate the pace of innovation.
So it's like they're saying, here's what we've learned. Let's all build on this together.
Precisely. And it's a stark contrast to that more proprietary approach of
Yeah.
companies like OpenAI, and this openness could be particularly impactful for regions with limited resources
Right.
and for smaller players who previously couldn't afford to compete in that AI race.
I'm thinking like universities, startups, independent researchers.
Exactly.
Suddenly they have access to tools and insights that were previously out of reach.
Exactly. It could lead to a surge in creativity and a
Yeah.
diversification of AI applications that we haven't even imagined yet.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits of DeepSeek's open source approach,
Mm-hmm.
but they've also kind of sent shockwaves through the industry, just in terms of the economic landscape.
Yeah.
What does this mean for companies like NVIDIA, who practically own the market for AI hardware?
It's definitely put pressure on companies like NVIDIA.
Yeah.
If more companies follow DeepSeek's lead and focus on software optimization to achieve those similar results,
Huh.
the demand for those top-of-the-line GPUs could decrease.
It makes you wonder if we're on the verge of a major power shift in the tech world.
It's certainly a possibility. NVIDIA has held a near monopoly in the AI hardware space for quite some time. But DeepSeek's achievements have shown that there are alternative paths to AI development.
It's fascinating how this one company from China has managed to disrupt this entire AI ecosystem.
Mm.
They've challenged that traditional model and introduced new possibilities.
It's a powerful reminder that innovation can come from those unexpected places.
Yeah.
It doesn't always require massive budgets
Right.
or the backing of these tech giants. Sometimes it's about ingenuity, resourcefulness, and
Yeah.
a willingness to challenge that status quo.
DeepSeek has definitely rewritten the rules of the game.
Mm.
They've shown that you could achieve some remarkable results by thinking outside the box
Yeah.
and prioritizing efficiency. But realistically, are there doubts about their long-term viability?
Of course, there are always questions about whether a company, especially a smaller one, going up against those established giants, can maintain this level of innovation over time.
Right.
Can they attract and retain that top talent? Can they continue to deliver those breakthroughs?
Right.
Only time will tell.
It's a reminder that the tech world is constantly evolving. What seems groundbreaking today could be old news tomorrow.
Precisely. DeepSeek has thrown down the gauntlet. They've achieved amazing things.
Uh-huh.
With limited resources, now the question is, how will the rest of the industry respond?
Will other companies try to replicate their approach?
Yeah.
Will the big players adapt their strategies? It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds.
One thing is for certain, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the end of the disruption
Right.
that DeepSeek has unleashed.
Okay, so all of this is fascinating from a tech perspective.
Yeah,
But I think we need to connect this back to the listener.
right.
What does this mean for people outside the tech world? How could DeepSeek's innovations potentially impact their lives?
That's a great point. Let's shift gears and explore those broader implications of DeepSeek's approach in part 3.
So we've said, what DeepSeek has accomplished is pretty remarkable, technologically and economically.
Yeah, but it's important to look beyond the tech world
Yeah.
and consider those broader implications.
Right, because at the end of the day, technology is really about how it impacts people's lives.
Absolutely, and that's where things get really exciting. Imagine a world where the tools to develop and utilize AI
Right.
are no longer exclusive to these large corporations
Yeah.
and those really well-funded institutions.
It's like the playing field has been leveled.
Exactly. Think about the potential impact on fields like healthcare.
Yeah, what immediately comes to mind is AI-powered diagnostic tools.
Right. That could be accessible even in those remote areas with limited infrastructure. Imagine a small clinic
Yeah.
in a rural community
Right.
having access to the same cutting-edge diagnostic capabilities as a major hospital in a big city.
That could be revolutionary for healthcare equity.
And it doesn't stop there. Think about personalized medicine, drug discovery, even robot-assisted surgery, all becoming more widely available and affordable thanks to these advances in AI
Right.
that are no longer out of reach.
It's almost like DeepSeek has opened a door to this whole new era of possibilities.
And it's not just healthcare education is another area
Yeah.
that stands to benefit immensely from that more accessible AI. We could see a rise in personalized learning platforms
Okay.
that adapt to each student's individual needs and learning styles.
So instead of like a one-size-fits-all approach to education, AI could help tailor that learning experience and make it more effective for everyone.
Right. Imagine a world where every student, regardless of their background or location,
Hmm.
has access to a personalized AI tutor
Yeah.
that can guide them through their studies, provide feedback, and help them reach their full potential.
And it's kind of incredible to think about the potential impact on creativity and innovation as well.
Absolutely. AI-generated art, music, and literature are already starting to emerge.
But what happens when those tools to create those things become accessible to a much wider audience?
It could lead to an explosion of creative expression,
Yeah.
with people from all walks of life able to explore their artistic potential in ways that were never before possible. It democratizes access
Yeah.
to tools and resources that were once only available to a select few.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
It's about empowering those individuals, fostering creativity, and ultimately creating a more inclusive and
Brilliant.
equitable world.
DeepSeek has shown that you don't have to be a tech giant to make a significant impact.
They've demonstrated that innovation can come from those unexpected places, and that commitment to efficiency and accessibility
Right.
can lead to those groundbreaking advancements that benefit everyone.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into DeepSeek and their disruption of the AI world, what's the takeaway message for our listeners?
I think the most important message is one of hope and possibility. DeepSeek has shown us that the future of AI, it's not predetermined. It's not something that's going to be dictated solely by large corporations with those vast resources.
It's a future that we can all help shape.
Exactly. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, an entrepreneur, an artist, or just someone who's curious about the potential of AI,
Right.
there's a role for you to play in this evolving landscape.
DeepSeek has thrown open those doors,
Yeah.
and it's up to all of us to explore what lies beyond.
What kind of future do we want to create with this powerful technology?
That's definitely something worth pondering. I think that's a great place to leave it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was a pleasure.